Nice. I'm sure we all heard that. Okay, now I would like to call this meeting to order officially at 12:01. Perfect. Once more, thank you for everyone for joining us. Today we are joined by Laura Pauly and Morgan.
Morgan Lopez.
Um, I'm sorry?
Lopez is her last name.
Morgan Lopez. Awesome. Welcome, ladies. We're going to go ahead and ask you to introduce yourselves.
Okay, I'll go first. I'm Laura Pauly. I'm the District Director for Golden West Region District 4. Thank you for letting me join your meeting today, and I hope I see everyone at Spring Conference in early June.
Hello, I'm Morgan Lopez. This is my first meeting and I'm interested in joining the group, so I'm excited to be here.
Welcome. We're thrilled to have you here, Morgan.
Thank you.
For those of you who weren't with us on, what day were we there? Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Morgan joined us for our post-DIBI brunch at Lucy. So this is her second time to be with our group.
Yes, and it was a great day, even though we got a little bit of a drizzle on us. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your introductions. I'm gonna go ahead and start by wishing every single one of you a happy Mother's Day this weekend. Just a little something I wrote is Mother's Day is a day to recognize the strength, the grace, and sacrifice and unconditional love that defines motherhood in all its forms. This special day is dedicated to the mothers who raised us, to stepmoms, to adoptive and foster moms, to grandmas or glammas, as some like, single moms, dads, and others who have stepped up into the role of a mom, to the moms that we've lost and who we carry their love with us every day, but also to the women who long to be mothers or have faced loss. Finally, as well, to mentors such like ourselves, aunts, neighbors, and teachers. So, happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful, diverse, and strong, loving mothers and mother figures in our club. I hope you have an excellent Sunday and eat well.
Wendy, would you like us to continue introducing ourselves?
Oh, yes. Yes. I guess I will go ahead and call on everyone since I have a gallery view, and I'll start with myself. I've had the pleasure of meeting both Laura and Morgan, but just a little friendly reminder for everyone else, in case you've forgotten. My name is Wendy. I've been a member at Seroptimus of Phoenix for maybe about 4 years now, and this year I had the pleasure of being the club president, and it's been an excellent journey with everyone here. In my spare time, just kidding. For my professional career, I am a recruiter at a country club, and I work with foreign and domestic workers. Next, I have Lisa.
Hi, I'm Lisa Farrar, retired mortgage banker. I've been a Seroptimist since 2016, I believe. And I owe my undying gratitude to Karen Salins, who is on this call, because she helped me with my presentation for Spring Conference. And I'm forever grateful. So I wanted to make that public. And welcome, Morgan and Laura.
Fantastic. Awesome. Kudos to Karen as well. And now I have Darlene.
Hi, excuse the background noise. There's a lot of things going on around here this morning. So I apologize if you're here. I'm Darlene Miller, and I'm one of the people on our Dream It Be It committee who have been very busy, and you'll hear more about that later. But I've been in the club about 10 years now, and some of my best friends are Seroptimists. Welcome. I hope you join up.
Fantastic. Henrietta?
Henrietta Speedy, former CFO for a company that provided engineering services And Morgan, great to see you again. And Laura, looking forward to hearing what you have to say.
Fantastic. Now I have Terry.
Terry Parker, retired City of Phoenix contracts administrator, been a member of our club for 41 years and have held every office there is except treasurer. And welcome to our guests.
Awesome. Lee.
Hi, nice to see you, Morgan and Laura. Lee Wales, formerly director at Bull Information Systems, and then went into nonprofit work, working for Valley of the Sun United Way and Homeward Bound, where many of you helped us out occasionally. Nice to see everyone.
Janine.
Hi, Janine Decker, been a member for 20 years. Welcome, Laura. Morgan, nice to see you again. Glad you're here. Former Human Resources Administrator. I thought the thing at Lucy's was just delightful. I hope we do it again soon.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a lot of fun. Susan.
My name is Susan Bolton. I'm a judge on the United States District Court for the District of Arizona. I've been a seroptimist for over 40 years. I think I have Terry Parker beat by a year or two, but not by much more than that. I've held every office except treasurer. And sorry, well, no, not sorry. I missed your great lunch at Lucy's, but I was on my way back from Paris. I just spent 2 weeks in France. I've been back less than 48 hours.
My goodness.
Sounds amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Kind of shuffled, so I hope I don't miss anyone, but I think I have Margie next.
Right, Margie Burke, and during my day job, I am the Chief Finance and Operating Officer at the Desert Botanical Garden. I will be celebrating 25 years as a Seroptimist member when I renew my membership in June. And I am currently serving for the club, the president-elect, and I am a former governor for our region. So welcome, Morgan and Laura.
Fantastic. And Karen.
Karen Salins. Welcome, Morgan and Laura. I have been with this club 16 years. I was a former Chief Operating Officer of a Medicaid health plan for United Healthcare. And now I run a bed and breakfast in Cottonwood. So I can't attend things like the Lucy event, which is too bad because I tend to have somebody arriving or leaving almost every single day. It's kind of crazy around here. So welcome, and look forward to working with you both.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for your introductions, everyone. Now I would like to continue and proceed with the first item on the agenda, which is the business meeting minutes from April. Before we proceed, does anyone have any questions or comments about the business meeting minutes? I don't see any hand raises. Perfect. Okay. I would like to move to approve the business meeting minutes of April.
Second motion.
Perfect. All in favor say aye or raise your hand.
Who
Aye.
seconded, Wendy? I'm sorry.
Lisa.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. The motion carries. Now, secondly on our agenda is our nominating committee. I would like to thank, Sarah, but I don't think she's here today. Still, in spirit, I would like to thank her for being extremely helpful and providing me guidance during this process. It has been, I truly appreciate it. So to finalize our next club year slate of officers and directors, Henrietta and Terry are here from the committee. I have the slate of the boards on a Word document if you would like me to share it on the screen. I believe I only need one of you to present it, and then we can ask for a motion for approval. Would you guys like me to proceed?
Yes, please.
Okie dokie. Awesome. Does everyone see that? I can make it a little bigger.
We want to thank all of the names that you see, the people whose names you see on the slate. Margie Brooke for stepping up, formerly last year's co-president with Wendy, and then moved into president-elect. But now we have President Margie Burke, President-elect Wendy Castaneda, and Shelley Cutts. Both of them will partner in that position. And we did have that our Sarah Curley make sure that that was fine, our parliamentarian, and that is perfectly fine to do that. Treasurer Julie Bice, Secretary Lee Wales, and then our first year and second year directors, again, Frankie and James and Karen Salins. And then Diane has moved to our delegate, Diane Yamashita, delegate 1 year. And then we have a new one, one of our newest members, Kathy Zabliski, moving in for delegate 2 years. And back to you then, President Wendy.
Perfect. It looks like an excellent slate. Any nominations from the club? Any proposals for any other members? Doesn't seem like it. Any questions? No? Perfect. Then I would like to move forward with a motion to approve this slate of directors and officers for the club year of 2025 and 2026.
So moved.
I second.
Perfect. All in favor say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Fantastic.
Wendy, I'm sorry, I didn't get who moved.
Janine.
Thanks, Janine.
You're welcome.
Fantastic. I think the screen is back to me, right? Yes. Thank you, everyone. That covers our second item. Now, the third item that I would like to mention, just like Laura did, spring conference. If you plan on attending, please know that the deadline for the reservations, signups, or any type of registration, hotel registration, is due May 14th. That is less than a week away. And also, if you would like to dress up in a theme, which is 90s or neon, 80s or neon, Diane has found a cute set of like leg warmers, hair ties, and bracelets and things like that, and like the fingerless gloves that we want to kind of coordinate with whoever's attending to purchase. So if you are interested, just shoot me an email and let me know. But please remember that we're doing individual signups, so you can just go to the Golden West Region website and select your food and then pay all there all on one site. They also have the links to the Wecopa Resort Hotel that on the call to spring conference with the code and the password to enter. I just did this recently and it was very easy, very kind of nice to just select there, and then you can select who's going, and they give you the queen size options for the beds there as well. So we can split it or reserve individually. But I also want to let the club know that with my sign up, I have already reserved a fundraising vendor table, so nobody else needs to. I have taken care of that. I just really want to encourage you to individually sign up and register. So you could list also if you have any dietary needs. I think it'd be awesome if at least we could attend. It'd be nice to kind of meet up and attend the nice parties that they're having and the Live Your Dream ones ceremonies as well. But there is a lot of great workshops already that the topics have been disclosed already that are going to be fun and interesting to kind of experience as well. Perfect. So that was my pitch to everyone for spring conference.
And Wendy,
Now-
do you know who's attending? I know I signed up.
I signed up as well, and I believe Diane, and and Shelley.
Shelley, okay.
Yes.
Karen Kramer's going as well, Wendy.
Okay,
Oh,
so-
yes.
So
She's going to
5
be
of
doing
us.
the PA, the public awareness presentation.
Okay.
I'm indebted to both of the Karens of the club.
I remember you were asking her
Both of
at
them.
lunch.
I'm anticipating chocolate in their future from you.
Exactly.
Oh, fantastic. And now, the other item I wanted to cover today before passing it on to the committee chairs and other reports is District 4's fall meeting. Um, so it seems like it's very far away, and I just actually wanted to mention it because Laura was the one who brought it to our attention at our president's roundtable that the dates for fall meeting hotel registration, the cutoff is actually September 4th, and most clubs don't meet until after that. So if you're interested in attending, it's going to be Friday and Saturday of October 3rd and 4th in Carefree, Arizona. Still locally, but a little bit I think we could say rural for some of us. If we're like in the Tempe area, it's kind of a commute. Um, so, and we know how they go. They're awesome at events to attend. So, if you kind of want to stay overnight, it will be at a Hampton Inn here at Carefree. Um, I think I work in this area. Morgan does too. That hotel is very new. It's I think it's less than a year old. They just built it, so it's going to be a really nice property, something to kind of experience because it's very new. And then if you haven't been to Carefree, it's a cute little town that's bigger than you think. A lot of good food options. So yeah, fall meeting for next club year. The deadline is September 4th for that. So keep it in mind. I will also be sending a summary about it just in case, because I don't want anyone to miss out. And we'll cover it as much as possible for that as well. Other than that, does anyone have any questions of any of the items that I previously covered today? Nope. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Awesome. So I'm going to move forward now with our treasurer's report, which is going to be presented today by Margie Burke.
All right, so Julie is not feeling well, so she asked if I could review the proposed budget. I believe she also sent the most recent balance sheet and income statement. So if anybody has any specific questions upon their review of the balance sheet and income statement, if you want to either send that to me and I can work with Julie on getting you back a response, but I believe that was all on that since we just received them. So majority of her presentation would be on the 2025-2026 budget. So Wendy, do you have that to share?
Yes.
Okay.
Just sorry, one moment while I pull it up.
Okay.
Just the budget, correct?
Correct. And I believe everybody should have received a copy of the budget in their emails most recently. This was the budget that we did review at the board meeting last week. And so it is with the endorsement of the board with any changes and clarifications. For the 2025-26 budget, just want to point out a few things. Obviously, you know, as Karen and others are really focused on, I'm looking at column H, and I believe it is line, is it 11 or 12? But really, from a QCO perspective, wanting us to make sure that any of our mission-specific expenses, they are going to our programs. So I know Laura Polly could add any color on making sure that you stay above that 50%, but really the budget is focused on with any of our mission-specific expenses, to be above that 50% mark. So in our presentation for 25-26, we are looking at bringing in a net new of 3 members for next year. We are also looking at allocating 26,000 to our mission specific programs, 8,000 to WISE, 8,000 for the Dream It Be It, 8,000 for Live Your Dream, and then 500 for club giving to SIA, and then $1,000 for our club's Laurel Society recognition of a member, and then hands-on committee receiving $500. So in order to fund those expenses, we are anticipating transferring monies from our reserves of $13,575, and then our current fundraising, we are looking at being at that 12,200. So you can kind of see that income coming in from either fundraising or our reserves are what we are looking at funding for mission. The next section is really how we're spending our operating expenses. And as we have defined in our bylaws, that our dues, either dues specific to SIP, Golden West Region, or SI, are more SI and Golden West Region are pass-throughs, and everything else supports the club in 2 ways, either leadership development, which is funds to send leaders to our leadership conference, our spring conference, our SIA conferences or conventions, and then fall meetings. So an investment in leadership, and the remainder is operating expenses. Julie and I reviewed each one of these line items, and we have put some increases for some of the expenses, but majority of them have stayed flat. You can also note that by keeping the expenses in this category, that we would not be recommending any increase to our annual club dues. And as a reminder, monthly, you can pay $35 per month over 10 months, or total dues for the year are $350. And that obviously supports leadership and then also our operating expenses. I believe on our annual dues, we also have the opportunity to help sponsor those members that may also not to help fund some other members. So are there any specific questions regarding the way the budget has been put together or what we are proposing for next year? Okay, awesome. So I believe, and Maria's on the call, I believe we don't have to wait until next meeting to approve. We can approve the budget at this meeting. Is that correct?
You know, I would think, because I'm looking at our rules right now, that we might want to wait. Hold on one second, because I
Okay.
had just looked this up, and I think it says that the budget will be presented to the membership for approval at the June business meeting, is what our rules
Perfect.
say.
Okay, so here's your first presentation. This is probably my 6th review of it, so I don't know. So if you have any questions, Julie and I are happy to answer any of those questions. And then we will make a final review and presentation in June. There's one item that I do want to call to the club's attention, and it is above and mission specific, where we allocate $1,000 for Laurel Society. And in our current budget, so this is in the 24-25 budget, I am looking for members to reach out to me and recommend a member to receive our club's Laurel Society recognition for this club year. Lee?
Margie, it would be nice to know who has already received it, I think.
And I will get that from Julie and can send that out. I do not have the history of that
I think I
handy.
had to get it from SIA, if I recall.
Okay. Well, I'll work with Julie and we'll get
Okay.
that information to the club. What the club has done in the past is recognize a member who has really been a champion of Seroptimus for the past year, and also for those members that may not already be a member of the Laurel Society. So to be a official member of the Laurel Society and get your pin, entrance is really at that $1,000 level. You can contribute anywhere north of 1,000, but at each increment at 1,000, 2,500, 5,000, and so on, there is an additional recognition and a pin. At Spring Conference, we also recognize Laurel Society members. As your past governor, the first pin that I was able to pin on a recipient was Shelley Cutts. So that was very, very exciting for me that I was able to pin her at my first spring conference. So I'll get the list of the list of who is a member of Laurel Society, and then would solicit any suggestions from you all of who you would like to recognize. And then I believe we will make that presentation at our June meeting. So that will be something that we will be kind of handling in the background so that it is a surprise and we can recognize someone appropriately. So, and that's all I have for my coverage for Julie for the treasurer's report.
Thank you. That was fantastic. Thank you, Margie. Yes, I believe the Laurel Society nomination is something that we should definitely carry on. And as Margie mentioned, make sure to reach out to her. But something that was mentioned to me by Sarah as well was that we need to organize a committee to review the club's financial records. I was wondering if what was suggested is that we set this committee today. I'm not sure how, if Maria's still here, how we go about selecting a committee to do that.
So I think we have historically been a little behind in our review of our end of club year. So I believe the women that were on the last committee are on the call. So who just reviewed our last financials? Henrietta? And who is part of your committee, Henrietta? You're on mute.
I think Chris, right?
And I noticed Frankie did not raise her hand, but Frankie is definitely on the committee. And Chris Vitus, who isn't here right now.
Okay. So at least you know who was part of the group last year.
Okay.
Yeah, and it says that it should be no less than 2 members appointed by the president. But I don't see any restrictions. Does anybody know of any restrictions?
Other than it can't be the treasurer.
Yeah.
As a member.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Fantastic. So keep an eye out for an email.
From Wendy.
Wendy, since this gives us enough lead time, I'd be willing to do it with somebody else if I'm not precluded.
Oh, nice. Does anyone want to volunteer? Karen Salins.
Woo, Karen. Maybe I'll come visit you in Cottonwood.
That'd be awesome. Now everyone's gonna volunteer.
Yeah, is there anything that says you can't drink wine while you're doing it?
I'm with you. I'm with you. We're drinking wine as we review our financial obligations as a
Love
club.
it.
Fantastic. Okay, well, thank you, ladies, for volunteering. I'll go ahead and inform Julie that you two are the committee reviewing the financial reports records. Thank you so much.
Then
And now,
you need to make sure that Sarah knows that we've done this and are not looking for any bylaw or procedural variances approval for next year. So she'll be so proud of us.
yeah, very true, very true. I was gonna nominate her. Okay, so now the committee chair reports. We're gonna start with Dream It Be It, Paula Norby. It's good to
Hello,
have
can you hear
Paula.
me okay?
Yes.
Great. For some reason, my camera's not working today. So, which is fine because I've just got boxes everywhere here at this house. But so Dream It Be It has kind of wrapped up for the year, and Miss Darlene can chime in. They had the end of the year party on Tuesday, and of course, a big thank you to Darlene and Henrietta and Lee and Wendy for putting on a fabulous party. And so that kind of concludes our year with the in-classroom Dream It Be It program. We did give out 4 scholarships, and those scholarship award letters were given out at the end of the year party. And it will also be in the program at graduation, I'm assuming as well. Darlene, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, Paula, we gave out 5 scholarships.
Oh, 5.
Five
Okay.
grants. We
Yeah, grants.
Yeah.
yeah, they're grants. We do our work over at a school, so it's hard to start saying grants, but we actually gave out 5 this year. So
And Joan helped a
And
lot.
Joan, a big
Joan
thank you to
Burgess.
Joan too. She did a lot of work on the scholarship committee, as did Darlene and Henrietta and Lee. And we keep calling them scholarships because we want them to use them for education. So we want to send that message to them that they're scholarships. So I will go ahead and do the end of the year report. I'll start working on that this next week. And everyone is invited to graduation, which is Monday, May 19th.
And I'd like to add, Paula, I think I called Paula in Montana about 15 times a day in the past 2 weeks. So, but we were asked by the Chicano por las Casas to have someone from Seroptimus speak at the graduation. Paula did it a few years ago and did a great job. And I was able, with very little arm twisting, to get Wendy to agree to do it. Wendy has been over and worked with us at the program for a while, and she'll do a great job.
Yes.
So we're if you want to come and see a star being born on the speaker circuit, come on down to graduation.
And the graduation will be held at the Indian School Auditorium
Yes.
at the Indian School Park.
Yes. And we should probably send out, Paula, we should probably send out the location and everything in an email to the club, because everyone is
Will do.
We had a great party yesterday. Of course, some of these girls have already graduated. They graduated in December. All of them came back except one for our party, and the one did not come back because she was taking exams, because she pre-enrolled in a required course down at Phoenix College. So we know she's in for the long haul. So we gave out a total of $10,000 in grant money, and I think we picked well, and that it was a good finish to what had been a terribly hard year for us with Dream It Be It. interestingly enough, Chicano por la Casa has been courting us pretty steadily because they would love for us to do this next year. And we've been careful to point out that we're not sure what kind of thing we're going to do for Dream It Be It next year. But I didn't want to cut them off completely because they said, you want to do a 1-day thing over here, you can have the whole school. They're very willing. I'm not, and this is my opinion and not necessarily, it's not for public distribution, but I still don't know for sure that they will exist next year. So we appreciate you putting it in the budget. But we have some work to do as a club and as a international club on what our Dream It Be It program should look like. But we had a great time yesterday. I think everyone had fun. We certainly had a good time. Chicano por la Casa sent their media team, and many of the girls, and I think Wendy was a star interviewee. But there is an opening if we ever want to do something. We now know who their media people were, and they were very gracious in giving us a lot of credit. And I think if we needed a publicity boost, they know that they owe us one. So that's about it. We are tired. This committee and mainly Joan and Paula and I are there every week at 8 o'clock in the morning, talking about Dream It Be It goals. And so we're very committed to it, and we're going to miss it about this much, maybe. When we're sleeping in, we'll be missing it.
Right.
But we've enjoyed it, and I think it's the most directly impactful thing that we do as a club. So I'm very proud of the club for doing it. And we've been at it for about 5 years, right, Paula?
Yep, this is our 5th year. The first year, remember, it was all on Zoom.
Yep.
But the last 4 years, we've been at the school every week, every Tuesday at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
We all just say thanks to you guys.
Oh, and
Great work
thank you
you've
for the
done.
support.
Yes.
I mean, the grant money is a very big deal to these girls, and it really does. It does make differences in their lives. And we have a couple this year who I think especially will need this little boost to get them to stay in school in some way or the other. And they come back and talk to us and actually want to come and have coffee with us. So that's kind of neat. So they're our kids, and we're very proud of them. So I encourage you all to go to graduation. And on a personal note, we couldn't have done this for 5 years without the club support. Lori worked hard to get it started, and I have to tell you, our guiding star has always been and always will be Paula Norby. Without her, this would have been a kind of rote experience for the girls. With her background and experience and personal commitment to this club and to the girls at the Glass Academy, we couldn't have done it without Paula. So I'd like to give my own personal thanks, and for the club's thanks, a little round of applause for Paula.
Thank you for the kind words, Darlene. It was
You're
truly
welcome.
a labor of love.
We know that, and we labor. We feel like we had a baby, and now we're
every year
all going to rest.
Well, don't rest until you put your final report for Dream It Be It, and we can submit that to the region. I don't like standing up there and reporting that my club didn't fill out a report, so.
No,
don't
get
forget
it.
Don't forget that. Thank you.
I can't get into the portal. That's Paula.
All right,
Yes.
Paula, it's all on you.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Thank you.
Susan?
Darlene touched on this briefly, but I wondered whether there was going to be a Girls Leadership Academy next school year.
Well, they are recruiting for students, and Darlene and I met with a vice president, and she's very committed to recruiting and trying to keep the school going. I just, in fact, I was looking through my notes from the first year that we started it, we had 29 girls and 29 seniors. And this year, I think we ended up with 16,
13.
13, started with 19 or so, but
Mhm.
yeah, through the years. So their enrollment has dropped off quite a bit. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, they are talking about it as if it's a done deal that they're going to be in business next year. Those of us who see what's going on over there, without a major infusion of cash, I think from Chicana por la Casa, they're going to have a hard time meeting their goals to stay open. But hopefully they'll do something, because I think it's a niche place that this community benefits from having, and that the girls certainly benefit from having a place to be. But they have to have teachers, and they have to pay them, and who knows? I'll be glad to be wrong on this one.
Yes.
But the club will still have to decide if it's there or not, what it wants to do about Dream It Be It. This worked very well for us, but we found ourselves a unique situation. And that's not always that easy. There's problems with all other kinds of configurations. And this was just one that it was a shame we didn't have a larger population over there where we were reaching more girls, because I thought we did some pretty magnificent things. And I should thank all the club members who not only came in and helped out with the fun things, but also lent their expertise to parts of it, and so many, Tammy and Wendy and Margie. I don't think we made you do it this year, but yeah, I know I'm going to miss it. So, but I have to go over there in about 10 minutes and pick up my tables from the party. So I may be getting off the call.
Sounds
Okay,
good. Thank
Wendy.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, everyone. That was an awesome update. Yeah, the party was amazing, and having the media there, it kind of elevated the event as well. I think the girls, when they asked them to come outside, and the recipients, the grant recipients, they wanted to do a recorded interview for sound bits for their article. It kind of, you could see them kind of brightening up, because they're like, oh, social media, this is gonna go out, and everyone started like getting a little bit more perkier. But also, I think it was all the great prizes as well that Darlene put together.
Girls love a good Starbucks coffee coupon.
Yeah. It was a great day. Yeah, and yeah, please come to graduation. It'll be a great evening as well. And now
Wendy,
moving on. Hmm?
Wendy, you're not going to speak for more than 45 minutes, are you?
I
I've been
know. It
teasing
was
her.
the small, it was Darlene presented it to me as a me to do a small insert of Sir Optimus, and then at the party I was informed I'm actually the keynote speaker now.
Well, but we did that. I didn't do that, but the school did it to Paula, and then didn't tell her till the day of that she was the keynote speaker. So we gave you a little notice.
Yeah,
You went.
yeah.
I actually found out when I went to graduation, when I looked at the program and it said, Paula Norby, graduation speaker. And I was like, really? Okay.
I would have been like, who is that? I don't know her. No, no, definitely very
You'll
exciting.
do great.
Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. It'll be fun. Yes, the girls are great. And now continuing with fundraising, the reports. That'll be myself and Karen. For fundraising, I just wanted to mention that we're going to proceed with a Polaroid camera bundle for conference. It's gonna be cute. It's gonna be the 80s theme. I still wanted to continue with that theme of like shake it like a Polaroid. So it's gonna be a cute Polaroid bundle with film, some attachments for lights, different colors and things like that. And it'll be nice, hopefully, because it's an electronic. It'll bring in a lot of raffle tickets in. Um, as I mentioned earlier, the vendor table is reserved for spring conference, and we're going to promote a 50. We're going to have a 50-50 raffle. Lee also gave me some Seroptimus car license plates, which are really cool to have, and we're going to be having those for sale. We're going to promote the travel sweepstakes and QCO because Texas, I know April 15 is over, but we got to think about this year now. So it's a good opportunity to do that. And as we saw in the budget, a lot of our funds from fundraising did come from that wonderful program that Karen Salens was able to get us approved for. So, if I imagine next year will be the first time that we'll be able to see a full year, I believe, of promoting it. So hopefully we can double what we made this year for it. And then Darlene mentioned that she would be willing to donate items for um, necklaces, and we will potentially have those, depending how many I make in time, on the table as well to sell. So if anyone has any ideas or items that they would like to contribute or participate in any way, if you're joining us at spring conference, please let me know. I will be coordinating the table because I'll be there in person. So shoot me an email. Let me know if you want to participate. Anything from you, Karen?
Yes, it's time to keep on pushing the sweepstakes as well, now that most people have donated from QCO. So as Wendy said, the QCO, every donation all year long can go toward a tax credit. We've raised $10,000 so far. This is wonderful since we put it in place at the end of 24. But just the only thing that happens now is every donation after April 15th goes towards your 2025 taxes. So if anybody was really leery who you know or work with, family members, what it was, show them your own experience if you did it. And I think I sent out many examples. I showed it to my kids and 3 out of the 4 did not give because they just did their taxes and forgot. It's like, you are not forgetting this year. So I'm going to remind them all early. But my daughter and my mom did it. So that's still pushing QCO, but the sweepstakes, we have $1,200 raised so far. It's nowhere near our 7,000 last year, but a lot of people donated to QCO instead. And I know Wendy will push it up until the spring conference, which the whole sweepstakes is open until June 12th. So you have till June 12th. Thanks to Terry Parker for sending out your recent push and email to remind everybody. That's helpful. Shamelessly steal her words and her whole email and send it on to your friends. And I will look forward to that. Also, had a few people send us ideas for fundraising. One of them panned out and we applied for a grant from Lavalier Foundation in April. We don't know the results of that yet. There was another one that did not pan out because we didn't qualify. But if you find something where you think we should apply, please let me know and we'll look into it. That's it.
And I have a question. And
yeah,
and maybe someone has heard, I was at a DBAC game a couple weeks ago and they paraded all these nonprofit organizations, many of them focused on women, through around the ball, the ballpark, whatever, and they give away over $300,000 in grants. Have you heard of that?
I
have tried.
I think we looked into it a couple of years back.
Okay.
About
okay.
It's very difficult, but I keep trying. Yeah.
Okay.
So I want to at least be listed on their website to get something.
What's the roadblock?
I don't have any connection. I don't have any luck. I've connected with them on LinkedIn, the actual person, the director who manages that, and everyone there, I kind of just reached out to them, talking about how what we're looking for, not asking. I tried to just ask for being listed on the site versus immediately asking for money, or anything that they can connect me with. But they keep just referring me to their main grant that they have. But I believe one of those is mainly for children, so we did not. We weren't eligible. It got declined. So I kind of just. I only have what's really on the site. So if anyone has insight, I would appreciate that too.
Well, Lisa, send me the basics and I can just do some digging.
Yeah, I just was at the game and I was like, wow, they give away $300,000 to all these nonprofits. How come we're not up there? So
Yeah.
Julie and Mark go every week. I'll talk to Julie about trying to get some information while she's up
Okay.
there.
Yeah, send them my way. That's it.
Fantastic. Thank you. Live Your Dream, Karen Kramer. She's not here today, but that program, we were successful again, just no updates for the remainder of this year, but we did have our celebration in March if you're able to attend. So I'm going to proceed with Wise and Frankie James. Oh, Frankie, you're on mute.
Sorry about that. The WISE committee has been working diligently on the applications we received. I think I reported last time we received about 52 applications. And one of the things that we encountered this time is the KCO requirement. And we had 52 applications, but we ended up with probably about 8 people who we could consider for the WISE grant. But we'll be working with Karen Salins and of course the board on how we're going to proceed next year, getting our structure redeveloped and everything, so everyone is clear on what the qualifications are. The members on the WISE committee have been working very diligently and offering input, etc. We should have finalized the individuals who are going to receive grants within the next couple of days, and we'll communicate that to our treasurer and also to UND. But that's all I have to report today, unless some of the other members are online and would like to contribute also. Nope. Okay.
Doesn't look like it. Thank you, Frankie. Thank you for that update. Henrietta with Hands On.
Nothing this month, and maybe next month we will.
Perfect. Thank you. Lisa with membership.
Morgan's here.
Yeah, I was about to say.
And we're excited that Morgan's here. So hopefully we'll see her at our program meeting next week as well. And yeah.
Fantastic. Yes. And Margie with programs.
So tentatively, I have Steve Wales as our program for next week. What I had thought with this quarter, when we were focusing on those services that single moms would be open to, we also talked about, with all of the changes, all of the chaos and uncertainty, that maybe someone that had some training on mindfulness or just how to manage through all of the change that we're all encountering. And so Tara, as part of my assistance, as well as Diane, Tara had recommended Steve and said he would be someone that would be even more a reputable speaker than herself. So Steve had and this was a month ago when I had proposed that, he had said he would be available. So that is who I'm anticipating will be presenting next month or next week. And then the Uplift Her program focus for this month of May is also around, I can't remember what the menstrual, just girls needing, period
Period
products.
Period poverty.
Period poverty, thank you, it was not coming. But how really impactful that is, and it is a barrier for girls and education, which was a surprise to me. So I'll do a little bit of an update on that from SIA's focus. But that will just be a couple minutes so that we all can kind of decide. And Henrietta, if this is something that the hands-on committee would also want to jump on as well, I'll reach out to you. And that's all I have.
Perfect. And sorry, Maria.
It's okay. I have nothing. I didn't get anything from Sarah. Sarah is out of town. So I think Susan Bolton was still on the line. Susan, did you have anything?
I thought we had completed our work for this club year.
And that's what I thought so too. So that's what I was just making sure. Whew. I went through all my emails. And I'm sorry I was late, everybody. I'm just back-to-back meetings today. Did we vote? Did
The committee, the nominating committee, yes.
Okay, so we voted on our slate. Yeah, sorry, thank you. I just wanted to make sure that wasn't missed, so I don't have Sarah coming after me when she gets back from Florida. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Henrietta.
Oh, Maria, just want to say thank you. You were the chair of our nominating committee. We did go through the slate, Terry Parker and Maria Mathis and myself. And so thank you for being our chair, and everything went well.
Yay. Okay, have a wonderful weekend. I got to go to training.
Bye. Good luck. Well, everyone, that's actually the entire agenda. Thank you for being here with us this whole hour and this beautiful Thursday. And I, as well, again, hope you have a beautiful weekend for Mother's Day. Laura, I will see you tomorrow.
Sounds like a plan. Have
Yeah.
a great week, everybody.
Take care, everyone. Meeting adjourned.
Bye, Morgan.
Bye, Morgan.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.